You have never been on this show.
That's true.
And I know we have asked you before.
Well, you know, I didn't know you did this. You know,
Tim Conway made talk show hosts laugh so much they couldn't catch their breath before he told the next joke.
Funny sketch.
Thank you. Do you like that?
Yeah, no, but it was a funny sketch. That's
These are Tim Conway's funniest talk show moments. Conway made Harvey Korman wet himself.
You're with Harvey Korman, and it looks like Harvey Korman has completely lost control of the situation.
He actually wet his pants. So,
he wet his pants?
Yes, laughing.
Yeah.
Well, I
It would be sad if he wasn't
Yeah.
laughing. If there was no reason why he wet his pants, that would be sad.
Well, he did
It was
that on
an
occasion,
offensive
too.
move.
Yeah. You got him laughing so hard in the sketch that he wet himself.
Yes. And I'm very proud of that, too. Because I owned the cleaners at the time. And,
Conway tells the story to Conan with total patience, like he's revisiting a craft lesson instead of describing a full collapse. Tim states he's in it for the money.
Hi. Oh, right. I can get that.
Nothing you can do about it at all.
No, because you're on and it's show business. That's important.
Yeah,
in our lives.
And it is your life, isn't it?
Show business is my life, yes.
For the better part.
For the most part of it now, anyway, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It is.
To get paid for the thing you love to do, as they say.
To go out and entertain an audience, to bear yourself in front of an audience, just to get a couple of laughs and make other people smile when you're so miserable.
And take home a few thou a week, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the important thing.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the main thing. A lot of people don't think we're in it for the money, but I am.
Tim calmly admitted that money is the real attraction, saying it with dry sincerity that makes the line hit harder. Working with Flip Wilson and Richard Pryor.
Well, let's see. Flip Wilson, Richard Pryor, and who else would fit into that trio? Tim Conway, of course. Oh, boy. I remember I probably did about a dozen of the Flip Wilson shows, and Flip was the kind of guy he always knew, like, the humor was coming and was enjoying it more than the audience, practically, because he knew what was going to happen. He knew the audience was going to laugh and everything. So he was always kind of had that silly smirk on his face that he knew the explosion of laughter was going to be there.
He's talking about working with Wilson and Pryor, which already gives the segment comic electricity before he even gets deep. Letterman can't handle Conway.
Ace Crawford.
Then I had 5 shows that were called the Tim Conway Show, because obviously I was the only one in the room when we were voting on a title. And so I named those the Tim Conway Show. Then, of course, Rango, which was very popular.
I'm sorry, Rango?
Rango. You probably didn't see that.
No, I don't know, no.
It was just on a short time. Actually, a guy came down from ABC, vice president, and said, "Don't do this anymore." And that was while we were shooting. He said, "Stop doing that." And then a series of big stuff. Yeah, and then, of course...
What about Turn On?
Turn On is in the Guinness World Book of Records. Yeah, for being the shortest show that was ever on. That started in New York. And as it came across the country, it was being canceled.
This is Tim's only appearance on Letterman and had the loose feeling of 2 very different comedy rhythms testing each other in the moment, remembering his early days in Vegas.
Yes. You've heard me talking about those changes. You've gone through a lot of those over the years, and it does get hysterical back there.
I was playing Vegas one time, and I was supposed to come out in a different outfit and had 30 seconds to do it in, and there were 2 girls who were changing me, which was great. And they did the whole thing, and I came out, I didn't have the shirt on. Just the tie and the whole thing, and they forgot the shirt. Yeah. Hi! Oh, right. I couldn't get that.
Nothing you can do about it at all.
No, because you're on and it's show business. That's important.
Yeah,
in our lives.
And it is your life, isn't it?
Show business is my life, yes.
For the better part.
For the most part of it now, anyway, yeah.
The setup centers on him remembering his early days in Vegas, giving him room to turn career history into another self-deprecating routine. Tim Conway's Euphemisms.
In the book, you've got so much funny stuff in here, but in the book, you have a good, interesting euphemism for sex. You call it making cookies.
Yes.
And I'm curious, Tim, I've heard a lot in my years as a sailor, but I've never heard making cookies. Where did you come up with that one?
Neither did my wife. Actually, I said, we're going to making cookies tonight, and she said, okay. And she started mixing with the dough, and I don't know where I'm going with this, but it doesn't matter.
You're on the right show for that.
Yes, right.
This show just wanders all around, but we love it.
Tim uses cookies as a harmless opening to slip the whole conversation into dirtier territory without ever sounding crude in a direct way. Hilarious entrance on Queen Latifah show.
Alistair?
My wallet's gone.
Please have a seat.
Oh, really? I can't bend. Oh. People. Oh, my God.
Instead of treating the walk to the chair like dead time, Conway makes the entrance itself into the joke, showing very few guests from his generation understood, as well as he did, that the audience is already watching before the first answer starts. Tim tells jokes on Good Morning America.
Yeah, sure has changed around the old town here. See, this is the bakery where I used to work. 25 cents an hour. 3 nights of movies, 15 bucks. A lot of dough. Well, this is my home. It's over 100 years old here in Chagrin. See if my mother's home. There used to be a doorbell here. See, my father was Irish, and whatever he did was right, and he put the doorbell in, but it was in backwards. So it rang all the time, except when you pressed it. So we'd sit around listening to this.
Morning television usually smooths every guest into a nicer, safer version of themselves, but Conway never really allowed that to happen, as his humor lived in small delays, sideways phrasing, and the sense that he was about to take a normal question somewhere wrong. Tim lives in a tiny house. Tim's appearance on the Doris Day Show got one of the highest ratings during its time on air. With the bright, polished atmosphere giving a perfect straight world for Conway to invade the tiny house premise by behaving as though the whole arrangement is perfectly reasonable, displaying mismatch where most of the laughter exists without him saying a word. Conway cooks up tasty meal on Queen Latifah show.
Well, first of all, I need an egg.
Okay.
All right.
You want me to slice that egg up a little bit?
No. There's holes in these tomatoes.
We'll get you some new
yeah.
tomatoes.
Wait a minute. I got... Here's a better loaf. I'd like to play Lady from Spain.
Recipe segments usually depend on momentum, because food television gets dull fast if the guest hesitates, but Conway uses that danger to his advantage, making every small preparation step feel like it could drift into confusion that becomes half the joke everyone watches for. The new book material.
Why'd you wait so long to write this book?
Well, I didn't have time. It took me almost 3 days to write this thing. So, yeah, and it's all in big print like this. So.
So many great stories.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I haven't read it, but I'm going to.
I love this quote, though, that Bob Newhart wrote. He said, "I couldn't put the book down. It was very clever of Tim to put glue on each page."
Yeah.
Book tour appearances often flatten comedians into tidy summary mode, but Conway keeps finding little escape hatches as he uses the memoir setup to revisit old material without making it feel recycled, showing his natural ability to shift from career talk into self-mockery seamlessly.
Funny guy.
But what made you write the book after all this time?
Well, it's
Really?
Yeah, my wife said either fix the screen door or write a book. So I said, well, why don't I write a book? What the hell, you know?
That move keeps the segment from turning into a simple plug, as the title of the book invites reflection. Yet Tim still sounds happiest when he's nudging the conversation somewhere slightly crooked, never letting the crowd settle into respectful listening for too long. Conway teases Harvey Korman about his comedy.
It's like bringing vaudeville back.
We're in vaudeville.
We're going backwards. Yes.
So
we're
we
going
do
right to the
sketches, and
beginning.
the audience gets a chance to see us. You know, we keep it
Do you
very
have
loose.
sets?
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I have sex all the time.
Sets.
Oh, sets.
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 Yeah.
I don't have
Who
it all
brought
the time.
this that you would come back together and do
Me.
it?
I'm the only one with any brains in this organization.
How did it come
Yes.
about, Ted?
I had an offer to go to Foxwoods in Connecticut, and they
Biggest
said,
casino in the world.
Yes,
Right?
yes, huge.
Go as yourself or with
No, they said bring along somebody. I couldn't find anybody, but Harvey was out walking. I got custody of him when the show went up, so I have to go up and see him once in a while. And I asked him to do it. We did it, and it just absolutely exploded, and it's been going that well ever since. We're sold out every time we buy all the tickets to ensure that, of course.
Putting Conway and Korman together with Larry King is like inviting two old accomplices to describe a crime spree in polite company as King's steady format works, because he doesn't need to manufacture energy since the chemistry between the two men carries everything naturally without effort. Conway still has that innocent assassin quality, and Korman still feels like the ideal victim who somehow also understands the joke better than anyone else.
Do you enjoy the club scene as opposed to television, theater, and the other stock? and
Well,
the other-
it's not so much the club. We kind of make it into like theater. It's kind of like review, like cabaret. It's like, you know, we're doing our show. And I got a chance to play with him, and we play on each other back and forth. And he still succeeds in breaking me up a lot. The man comes up with stuff all the time.
That's what I was going to
Amazing.
ask. This face and this man.
As their shared history gives even quieter exchanges weight viewers can feel building. The laughter comes not only from the stories themselves, but from the way they look like men who know exactly how dangerous the other one can be, creating a dynamic that transcends the actual words spoken between them. Tim breaks the crowd on Bob Costas.
That was probably the funniest moment I have ever seen on television, as far as the entire studio just going hysterical. You know, I think if the guy had not set it up that, you know, this is what we wanted to see, we would have, you know, we certainly would have done something. We would have gone somewhere, helped him up or something. But the guy was kind of annoying, you know what I mean? So there he was.
Bob Costas gives Conway a longer runway than most hosts, and that extra space really helps the rhythm, as Tim can move from career memories into self-deprecation without needing to sharpen every line into a one-liner, giving off a more natural flow that feels conversational. The appearance stands out because of how reflective he sounds, while still framing his own life as a sequence of low-grade humiliations, as Costas is smart enough not to crowd him with constant questions or interruptions. He lets Tim explain things with the same plain-spoken voice that made his stories work on every couch he ever sat on, bringing in a unique kind of laughter than the Carson breakdown material everyone remembers from highlight reels. It feels calmer, but you can hear how carefully Conway knows when to drop the exact phrase that tilts the room, showing the mastery behind casual delivery that seems effortless. Costas asks about Conway's journey from local television to national success, getting answers that highlight obstacles rather than triumphs in typical Tim fashion, as Conway describes career milestones in ways that emphasize luck or confusion rather than talent. The longer format allows Conway to build slower burns where the humor accumulates rather than hitting immediately, giving patient viewers bigger payoffs, as Costas's sports broadcasting background means he understands timing and patience. Conway shares Jockey stories.
So kids would laugh at me, and they thought, you know, this guy should be a comedian. But it was all because I was so stupid. So I was a jockey first.
Really?
I weighed 97 pounds, and I was in the 12th grade. I was not studying, you don't study to be a jockey, but I talked to horses. And
Horse racing stories are great territory for Conway because they let him combine physical absurdity with mock seriousness, as the idea of him almost becoming a jockey already carries a built-in visual joke, and he knows exactly how to squeeze maximum comedy from it through deadpan delivery. He talks about it as though it were a perfectly viable life path, which makes the image even better, showing that was always one of his quiet strengths, making ridiculous premises feel matter-of-fact through his characteristic sincerity. Queen's amusement helps because she realizes how funny the picture is before before Tim even finishes coloring it in, as the segment ends up feeling like a tiny biography of the road not taken by the strangest possible athlete. Conway describes his size and build in ways that make the jockey dream seem absurd, while maintaining it was once realistic in his mind, as he recounts specific attempts at horse racing that went comically wrong, creating visual images. The physical mismatch between Conway and typical jockey build becomes the central joke he mines throughout, as Queen asks follow-up questions that allow Tim to expand on the ridiculous premise with additional details. Conway demonstrates riding postures or techniques, making the absurdity physical rather than just verbal, as the story includes other people's reactions to his jockey ambitions, highlighting how unrealistic everyone else found it. Tim frames his failure to become a jockey as just another in a long line of professional disappointments, maintaining his characteristic self-deprecation, as the segment ends with Conway suggesting he could still pursue it. Queen's genuine laughter encourages Tim to keep building on the premise rather than moving to next topic, as the jockey story demonstrates his ability to find comedy in the gap between aspiration and reality. His deadpan delivery makes even the most absurd details sound like honest autobiography, rather than manufactured comedy showing the art of making fiction sound real. Tim Conway's talk show appearances worked because he understood that comedy didn't require volume or aggression, but could live in the pauses, the sideways glances, and the patient delivery of a man who knew exactly when the perfect line would land. His genius was making the absurd sound reasonable, and the reasonable sound absurd, proving that sometimes the funniest performers are the ones who never seem to be trying at all. Which Tim Conway talk show moment do you think was the funniest? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for even more unforgettable talk show moments.